Business as Unusual is a thought-provoking podcast that explores the innovative strategies, disruptive ideas, and unconventional practices driving successful leaders and companies in the ever-evolving world of modern business. Subscribe, comment, and share for weekly inspiration with our host, Aicila.
Welcome back to Business as Unusual. Are you doing everything right but still feel stuck or unfulfilled? Today I'm diving into a transformative approach to leadership with a guest who redefines what success truly means. Joining me is Grace Najean, a transformational leadership strategist, keynote speaker, and former master coach for Tony Robbins. With thousands of hours of coaching, Grace has helped high performers move from burnout to purpose-driven leadership. She works to bring spirituality and business together. Her unique method bridges high-performance strategy with soulful insight, making her approach truly unusual in the most impactful way. Welcome to the show, Grace.
Oh, thank you so much, Aicila. And I'm very happy to be here with you and your audience. Thank you so much.
I think we're gonna have a great chat, and I'm really excited to dive into this and have people hear like what you're up to, because it does sound like we're really aligned. And so let me dive into what, you work with these high achievers and they get into this place of burnout. What's a challenge that you see for them in that? Is it they are neglecting that soulful piece, or is there something, what is it that you see that creates that regular challenge for them in getting to that burnout place?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I see again and again with the leaders like, entrepreneurs, business owners, or, corporate leaders who look successful on paper and from outside, but feel drained inside because they're achieving but not thriving anymore. Yeah. So I call this achievement fatigue. It's the cost of leading from pressure instead of a presence. In this world of the changing so fast, leaders can't afford to just push harder. They need to shift their way of being, because otherwise they can't keep up, right? So achievement fatigue is a success on paper, but exhaustion in reality.
I really resonate with that. I feel like that's something I've seen and experienced. Is there when you talk about the shift, what's a shift that you help them do? Is there one or two specific things that you find are regularly helpful, or is it more personalized, or both?
Of course. So most of the leadership models focus on strategy, scale, and system, and numbers, productivity, But knowledge isn't the problem, because they are intelligent, they are driven, they go to the seminars, listen to podcasts, right? So it's not the strategy or knowledge, it's integration is the problem. So leaders don't need more information, they need tools that help them embody clarity, energy, and alignment in daily life. So that's where real disruption happens. So knowledge doesn't change your life, integration does.
That's really well put. I love that, and super agree. That is such a good way to say that. Is there something that you wish more people knew about leadership or integration or this achievement fatigue and its impact?
Sure. So that's why the reason why I created the Soulfluence Method. The Soulfluence is in two words in one: soul and influence, influencing by soul. So because you mentioned, I've done over 5,000 hours of coaching and thousands of hours of training for myself, for my personal development, and I realized. Most of the experts and my mentors, they focus on in one thing or two things, But I really believe we need to integrate that three things, all three dimensions together, which are body, mind, and consciousness. Yeah. So I call vessel for your body, which is your energy and resilience. And then your mind is your compass, which is your clarity and emotional intelligence and decision making. And then your light is consciousness. Yeah. So that's your presence and intuition. So these three are aligned, leadership becomes effortless. So you don't just create a profit, you create a purpose-driven impact, because that's what the future of a business needs. Yeah, because when you are burnt out or tired or stressed, because those three are disaligned. Yeah, so true leadership doesn't come from effort; it comes from alignment.
That makes a lot of sense. So you talk about soul and spirituality and business. Do you find people respond positively to that, or do you feel like there was a resistance? What's your experience with that, and if there is any kind of resistance, or what are the ways that you support people?
Yeah. Yeah, so I always say the soul, it doesn't resonate you. It can be your consciousness, it can be your highest yourself. When I say soul, it's not religious connotation or spiritual, because that's what we have. Yeah, we are energy being, so we are all created by that energy. So something sustaining us, yeah, is an energy. So when I say a soul, it's almost the energy in your body. It's yourself, right? Without that energy, we'd be gone. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying about the soul. So Soulfluence is a really authentic leadership and leading from your heart, from yourself.
Makes sense. So, can you have like a story that you can share of someone who was maybe in that burnt out or stuck place, and how they were impacted, I'm assuming positively, by your methodology, or a couple of tips that you use to kind of help people when they're in that spot?
Yes, absolutely. There's so many cases. I have a great testimonials, all that. But just before that, can I go through that, like different dimensions? I want to just touch that 3, 4, 5D dimensions. Then after that, I can give them some tips, little tips they can use daily practice, because it didn't make much sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So as I mentioned, that I described the leadership in 3 dimensions. Yeah. So nowadays we talk a lot about quantum energy, quantum frequency, quantum field, all that. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, many deep dimensions, but I think most of the leaders live in 3 dimensions nowadays. So 3D is a survival mode, right? So that's a reactive, stress, and transactional, yeah, how it is, material, yeah. But the 4D is awakening. So you are aware, because awareness of the halfway of awakening. Yeah. So you're aware, reflecting, learning, emotional intelligence, coaching, and then a lot of things, but you still stay in your head. Yeah. So 5D is a visionary. So finally, that's a final destination. So you are calm, clear, aligned with a purpose, and your presence creates result, not effort. So most leaders today are stuck in 3D or 4D, because they are in between that strategy and force and reactive and stress. But some of them, or my clients, like they are very intelligent, so they start to know that self-awareness. Yeah. But the future business, as unusual, is moving into 5D. So where profit serves people and planet, not only the way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So most leaders don't need more strategy. They need a shift in dimension, 3D to 5D. So 5D leadership is when your vision creates result, not your stress. So shall I continue with just a little tip?
Yeah,
That's
that'd be
very
great.
simple
Thank
there.
you. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. So of course, we are all different steps or stage of personal development. But for people who never done any meditation, anything like that, I always suggest just 10 minutes in the morning is a really, really amazing way to start. So just to try 2 minutes for your body. It's a coherent breathing, what we call. So just breathe in for 5 and then breathe out for 5 continuously for 2 minutes. That's enough to start make balance between your synthetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And if you feel good, just push to 3 minutes to 5 minutes. I know someone in France. He's a 25 young man who did this. He committed to do this for 15 minutes every day. He completely changes his life in 6 months. Seriously. So it works. It's too simple to follow, but 2 minutes of the coherent breathing of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out, that will set you up. And after that, from that space, you can prioritize your morning, how can I say, a morning routine. It means you can set up 2 or 3 important things you want to achieve in a day, but don't write down how you're going to do it, why you're going to do it. So just your outcome, how you want to see it. Yeah. And then you close your eyes, just visualize how you want to see that task or that goals be ending. Yeah. And feel, how would you feel at the end with that great outcome, because it's all about energy. So it's important you feel that emotion when you achieved it. Yeah. So that's enough. So just write down what are the important things I need to achieve, how I want to end, how I want to make as outcome, and just visualize and feel about that outcome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is just, so from that space, close your eyes and put your hand, one hand or two hands on your heart, and just start to say simply, I am grateful. Yeah. So because gratitude is the highest energy and it brings you all alignment. Yeah. There's a science behind it. So you are grateful. And by the way, if you're not grateful for 2 minutes in your life, what is for for your life for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just the 2 minutes, I'm grateful for small things, big things, like I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for my job, I'm grateful for my business, I'm grateful for my family, and sometimes small thing like I'm grateful for the dessert I had last night. I do that sometimes. So that will really put you in that coherence state. So that's a 3 minute, 3 minute, 3 minutes, 10 minutes in the morning. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So these are small shifts create really impact for your
Yeah.
day. And that's power of leading from energy, not effort. So leadership isn't about managing time. It's about managing energy.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with that. I love your perspective, though. It's really refreshing and I think super practical. So I hope that people are taking notes, guys. Take notes.
Thank you. Thank you.
What does success look like for you?
Success is when you're in peace and when you're clear about what you want to achieve in your life.
So for you, there's lots of folks that have coached leaders who were stuck. What led you to this? There's something about you and your experiences that led you to create this system. What was that? What happened?
Yeah, because because I lived in it. You can't explain the things you don't know. Yeah. So because I can talk about this because I know so much. So I had a career. I was a professional pianist. And I was in a corporate strategy, the corporate world for over decades as well. And I'm here as a coach. Yeah. But I think inside I was burning out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the awakening moment was in 2013. I had a what we call the heart awakening experience. That's neuroscience said it's just from your heart and your brain coherence happens strongly. So from that moment, something shifted within me. So that's where it became almost like an obsession for me, how I can support, how I can be even better myself and for others. Yeah. So I've been working really thousands of hours of training in myself. So I did name it, Landmark, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Abraham Hicks, Tony Robbins, yeah, for 8 years. So I did all this personal development, but at the same time, I did yoga, tai chi, qigong, everything for your body energy, and a spiritual path, which is like TM meditation, transcendental meditation, vipassana, 10-day silence meditation. And I even did some part of a Oneness University in India, spiritual group. So I did work all these things. But guess what? 20 years ago for me, yoga was after retirement. And meditation was something like you do after death. I don't have 2 minutes. Why would you close your eyes and do nothing? Do something. That was me. Right.
Yeah.
So it was a huge shift for me, discovering all this energy world, and how you can become more efficient, being yourself, not pushing and, working hard and then doing more and then having more. Yeah. So it was kind of, for me, awakening, in a sense, physically and mentally and spiritually. So now I really try to bring everything together, again, integration of that three things, body, mind, soul, because that's the fastest way you can really be yourself and living your life on your life, not following the social conditioning, what you're supposed to be, or you meant to, you have to do. You just live what you meant to be, and then really living the way with your own voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What advice would you give your 18-year-old self?
To me, I think I would say, by the way, my daughter is 22, so she's going
There you go.
a little bit the same journey. I signed her up, for the programs, and she went to Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreat. I really would say, ask help to the mentors, coaches, the people who've done already the things. You don't need to suffer yourself, doing by making yourself, because that's an old conditioning saying you need to work hard to success. That's not true.
Yeah.
There are lots of people already went through the path you've done, and know the way how you can make it faster and easier. So I would say really ask help, or support, or even read the books again. But reading books is like kind of a more knowledge, not doing it. So just to make a little actions and then take on board that advice, or the how can I say, the support.
This is great advice at any age. What are your upcoming programs, or what are things that you're excited about in your business?
Yes, I've been for a long time, over decades, personal coach. I would say I still love individual transformation. So I support our leaders, individually. But I really realize, if I want to say these messages out, I need to stand up and then go to one-to-many. So I think this is time for me to discover how I can go one-to-many. So the way, like a master classes, I do master classes. I just finished my 10 series of master class live. I'm gonna put it as an evergreen, recording. And I also do my retreat in November, because I really believe the leaders need to take time out, and really disconnect from their environment and everyday life, so they can reset and really, think about themselves and recreate who they are. Because from the stress and the fatigue and tired, you don't have energy to create. Especially business owners, entrepreneurs, they need to be creative. That's your job. It's not doing more, right? So I take them out 1 week, really, the small group of people in Lombok. It's near Bali. So I do that for we whole work on your 7 energy centers, and owning your voice. So that's just my retreat. And I also, next year, my goal is really going out to keynote speaking. So really public speaking to the companies, or the people who need the message.
Wow. That sounds fantastic. So folks that are listening, how do they learn more, follow you, get in touch, join one of your retreats?
Yes, of course. So that's simply my website, which is www.gracenajean.com, my name. So Grace, Najean.com. Or otherwise, you can just simply connect with me on LinkedIn, and then I can follow up.
Awesome. That's grand. Thank you so much for chatting with us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Aicila. I appreciate it too. Thank you.
Next week, join me to discover how to identify which projects energize you and which ones drain you, so you can build a more sustainable, passion-fueled business. Thank you for tuning in to Business as Unusual. Remember, in this ever-evolving world of modern business, it's not about fitting in, it's about standing out. See you next time. Stay curious, stay innovative, and always keep it unusual. I hope you enjoy the show. I love making it. If you did enjoy it, consider hopping over to the review portion of the platform you listen on and letting other people know about it. Or share the episode or the entire show with a friend or subscribe to the show. Definitely reach out, get on my newsletter, follow me on social media, and let me know what you like, what you don't like, and what you'd like to see in the future. Well, we love our guests. Appearance on the Business as Unusual podcast or any Bicurean consulting production is for information purposes only and is not to be considered an endorsement of their business practices, or character. Please properly vet anyone you find through this podcast and generally before you do any business with them. Thank you for listening.